We are lack of vitamins too. True. Too much of sunlight, then we have skin cancer. Okay, not only sunburn, you can also get skin cancer. So, the Chinese does not only analyze the sun ray, it goes to the extent of analyzing the moon ray, and then Mercury, Jupiter, right? Venus, all these rays they analyze by placing an elements on each of these stars. And when after analyzing it, they found that out of all this, Jupiter is the one that is causing a lot of problems to all of us. Jupiter seems to be the most harming planet's ray that is affecting human being. So, but other than that, there is also other planets' ray which can be helpful. It can also be helpful. But why is astrology so important? Because it's beyond our control. We are living on Earth, and above our head we are covered with all this rain. How are we going to protect ourselves? We cannot push the star away. We cannot say that like carry an umbrella. No way you're going to stop you from the whole day. Are you carrying an umbrella? No.
Jupiter the helpful rain.
It does help, but very minimum. It is to the extreme when it comes to Jupiter, and we're going to talk about it later on. So we have to understand that astrology is actually an art where it determines whether in that year will you actually suffer that brings your luck to the very bottom, or will you actually exceed who you are. So astrology reports or astrological studies actually go to the extent of understanding a person's downfall or upcoming in that extent. And even to the extent of nature disaster or calamity that is happening. Because the earth is affected also by the planets, right? Like earthquake, tidal wave, hurricanes, all these are due to the planet's rotation that is causing all these phenomena happening on earth. So astrological reports in Chinese study covers two sides of it. One, to the human, actually is it downfall or not? Due to the rain. Two, will the disaster also claim your life as it is. So to the Chinese, for so many thousand years, out of all the metaphysics studies, the focus is all on this astrological report every year. So everyone wants to come closer to Chinese New Year will definitely want to know about what is about to happen to me next year, because they know that it's quite drastic to their life. It's between to the elder, live or die method as it is. So phenomena like disaster can be man-made, can also be environmental causes. What do you mean by nature and what do you mean by human? Human side, still remember the 911? How many thousand people died inside? That is human disaster. Okay? And do you still remember about a year back, the world also suffered another human meltdown, financial meltdown, because of the US subprime problem? This is also human disaster as it is. Human causes it. Human are the one who is doing it. And the most recent one is on the bridge on Cambodia. And this is also human disaster. Everyone just actually packed onto the bridge and then the bridge actually sway a bit and then stampede. People die. This is human disaster. It's not nature that causes it. But nature, you also heard about Indonesia, the volcanoes. True or not? And then you have all these earthquake, volcano, typhoon. These are all nature causes. Right? How to avoid all these are all in the astrological report. So that is the importance of astrological report to every human being, is for us to avoid these two main points. One, major downfall. Two, our life, whether it's between life and death. As it is. Got it? So this is what it is focused on. But there's a lot of people who get to know about astrological report through books. Every year you buy one books, one thick one in English. It comes up with a lot of people writing it, but only 12 horoscope. Yes or no? True? Have you read where you buy off to the Chinese? Very simple, because those who understand Chinese will buy one thin one at a bookstore. Everywhere, 10 ringgit, and you buy one, wow, a lot of choices. But 12 horoscope, true or false? Based on the Chinese 12 horoscope. What is the difference between these 12 horoscope and some zodiac sign? Have you heard about zodiac sign? Also 12, you know? Are you aware that zodiac sign also 12? Right? And then an astrological report. Within these three, what is the difference? You have to understand it first. Chinese horoscope is based on a person's year of birth. Our year of birth is segregated into two parts. One, we call it the heavenly stand. The other, we call it the earthly branch. But these 12 horoscopes are all on the earthly branch. Okay? On the earthly branch. So, what is the difference between the heavenly stand and what's the difference between the earthly branch? Any idea? Do you have any idea? One is inborn. The other is known as nurture. The Chinese call it the Xin and the Hao. This is the difference between inborn and nurture. What do you mean by inborn? Inborn means once you are born, this is your DNA. This is your cause of it. But nurture means after you come into this life, you get acquainted who's your parent, what kind of society you live in. Add with your inborn, it becomes your eventuality. That's what I mean. But when it comes to the 12 horoscope, it's only on nurture side, no inborn. So it has only 12 horoscope, and added to it doesn't have gender, male or female. So it's been actually stringed to only that particular part, based on your year of birth, earthly branch as it is. So the accuracy of this particular horoscope is being zoomed in on you and your parents, you and your elders method. Number one is zoom in on that. And the accuracy of this is mainly on 12.5% issue. Again, it shrinks to 12.5% issue. Don't forget the parent side. And again, when you come to age, it's being grouped under people from 0 to 20 years old. Anyone exceeding 20 years old, this particular 12 horoscope, irrelevant to them. No more accuracy at all. Irrelevant to them. So it says that if you are between 0 to 20 years old, and matters pertaining you and your parents, this 12 horoscope, very accurate. Very accurate. That is what it is. But once you exceed 20 years old, this horoscope reports is irrelevant. So when you buy a book or you buy a thin one, you must know how to differentiate between what is written there and what is written in zodiac sign and what is written in the astrological report. Are these three